Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's so good to see you again. I see you every single day, and it's so much fun to be able to keep in touch with all of you. It is a beautiful day, but it's very cold out. But I like getting outside each day just to get some fresh air. It just inspires me. And so I want to share with you a little bit about the Great Depression and why that was so important to me in this quest that I am on. Oh boy, it is chillier than I thought it would be. But when you wear gloves and a hat and a scarf, it is so much warmer. The Great Depression, and why is that so important to me? Well, this video is like two parts in one, and I'm just going to share with you a little bit, some insights, and then I want to show you a video I made that I never put up for YouTube, and I thought, you know what, it's a great video and I think some people will enjoy it. We're talking about money saving things. Some of my viewers said, well, wait a minute, where's all the old-fashioned videos? We love them. Well, I still have old-fashioned videos. It's just right now, this is a quest I'm on, and this is the journey that I am in, and I still do have some old-fashioned videos coming your way. So, the Great Depression. Now, some of you are new to my channel, and I make a lot of content, so you might not have seen the video that I posted back in August. We had a life-changing moment, and that was my husband invested money into the stock market, and he was trading as a day trader. So over that time, it was a big adjustment for all of us. And you know, we all make mistakes in life, so this is not about the mistake that he made. It's about resilience and learning and just pressing on. But over that time, I felt so discouraged, and I felt like, you know, I needed something, I needed some inspiration. I needed something to help me be inspired and help to encourage me. And so I started reading about the Great Depression. And though my situation was nothing like the Great Depression, so please do not misunderstand me. I know nothing about what it was like to live back then. But in my situation, it was very traumatic to me, depressing to me, and depressing to him. But reading about other people's lives and reading about the Great Depression really inspired us to press on and to work through the mistakes that we made. Over that time, I made a lot of videos about the Great Depression because it was so inspiring to me. Okay, what did the homemaker do? You know, how did she survive? How did she live? How did she cope? You know, how did they live every single day? And then I started reading stories of inspiration, which is about a video that you're going to see when I'm done here. It's an inspiring story, and it was the war against poverty and how apples, yes, the fruit apples, changed the landscape of the Great Depression. And I was really excited to share that with all of you, and somehow they got pushed back in my archives. Well, you know, I think that whenever you go through something in life, if you start reading about other people's journeys and you start reading about other people who went through it, it helps you so much more. So, you know, somebody who has a disease or cancer, you know, any kind of issue in your life, when you read and you learn about it and you read about how other people coped, it makes your life so much better, even though your situation is still really bad. So I started reading about, you know, the Great Depression and, you know, what did they do? How did they cope? And then we started saving money, and now we're on this quest to make up what we lost. Now, that may take a whole lifetime, you know, but we're doing it the safe way, and we're okay because we have a savings. So it wasn't like it was our last dollar, or it wasn't like it was our last little bit of morsel of food. It wasn't anything like that. It was money that was not disposable, of course, but it was money that we can live without. Would we choose to live without if we could? No. But you know what? That's mistakes. So now what we do is we are putting so much money back into our account by living this way. You see, there's two things with me, and we've always been this way, my husband and I. I would rather live a certain way and hold on to my power than live another way and have my power being taken away from me. So I would rather, when we were really bad financially, when we moved into this place many years ago, we decided we were going to get ourselves out of debt. We didn't file bankruptcy. I don't have anything against that, you know, if that's what you have to do, but we didn't want to do that. We chose to work through our issues and chose to make ourselves pay back what went on in our lives. And so we paid off debt. We paid off over $300,000 in a couple years, simply because we're living like we are now. Now, of course, our income is a lot different than it was back then. My husband was working a full-time job that earned a paycheck that was a stable paycheck. YouTube is not stable. It's not a stable paycheck. You could do gloriously well one month and do rock bottom the next. But as living with a retired person, my husband is retired, and me at the age now where I am thinking of retirement age, I'm not retirement age yet, I am slowly starting to just less is best and not work as much and have that small paycheck, but then not spend it the way we live. And of course we did all these videos, people. I have so many videos I put out, but the Great Depression helped me. It helped me get out of that gloomy feeling that I had. It helped me get out, helped me get up on my feet again, and helped give me inspiration. And today's a video that I think will really inspire people if you're interested in history and you're interested in how the people in the Great Depression pulled up their bootstraps. I mean, they pulled them up tight and got themselves to work to try to make their lives better than they ever were before. Here's a video, and I hope that inspires you like it inspired me. You know, reading about the Great Depression really helped get me motivated, and it helps you see the Tessie today, because I was at a point where I just wanted to give up and just give up in life. And I thought, you know what? This was way back in the summer, and I thought, you know what? If they can do it, if they can do it, if they can do it, I can do it too. And that is the go-getting attitude. And ever since that day, when that hit, everything has just been going slowly better, better, and better, because our mindsets changed and we decided to make our lives much better. Here you go, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoy it, because it's a fun video. Bye. Mwah. Hugs and kisses, and thank you so much for watching my videos. It's better than anything I ever dreamed of. Bye. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wartime Radio. Today we're going to talk a little bit about apples and how apples were so important during the wartime. But it's not for what you think. How apples became the weapon against the Great Depression. Today I am canning some apple pie filling, and I wanted to have a lot of history on apples and the Great Depression. I'm going to read to you a little bit of some excerpts from this article, and this was from the History Channel. One of the Great Depression's iconic images were the apple seller. Photographs of the men hawking apples on the street corners have come to represent the lows to which stable people fell during the economic crisis, which slashed the United States gross national product by nearly half and plunged up to 50% of the residents into unemployment. That means 1 out of every 2 people were unemployed. But apple sales weren't a spontaneous response to the misery of the Great Depression. They were an organized attempt to get unemployed men back to work. Apple warehouses sold the apples for 1/3 of the cost to men so they could go ahead and sell the apples on the street corners. The stock market crashed in 1929, and it shocked the United States of America. And at first, everyone thought that they would recover, but that was anything but the truth. A combination of deflation, Midwestern drought, and public doubt about the economy sent the country into a free fall. A $10,000 surplus in apples led to the creative opportunity for unemployed men. Some of this income that these men acquired from these apples was what sustained their families from starvation in the Great Depression. Apple vendors became an iconic symbol of New York City, where we see everyone on the street corners trying to peddle some apples. Apples were real important in those days. It's amazing the little stories of the Great Depression and how they changed our world and changed our history and changed the men and the women and the families of that time. Joined together in forces. As a lot of you commented and said, you know, a lot of the women went back into the workforce and they learned to do all of the men's work. And yes, a lot of women stayed at home, especially farm women. So the USDA, these bulletins were more geared towards the farm woman at home because she was the one that was saving all of her garden surplus. She was the one that was saving a lot of scraps as well for the hogs and for all of the cattle and for all of the chickens. It was a war front effort by everyone. And it took everyone to get through the war. Canning Guide from the 30s. They really suggested that you saved everything and you couldn't throw anything away. We didn't have grocery stores back then like we do now, and every little scrap was home canned. And that's when the USDA came alive. And really, in the beginning, the USDA really wanted to help people. Of course, the long arm of the government maybe extended itself way too far. But the home canning, women started canning more than ever. And there's lots of things that they canned that we can't can today, but we still can. And one of them is celery. So back in the wartime, there was instructions how to can celery. Then all of a sudden, we couldn't can celery anymore, but we still can. And so I learned so much through these wartime series, and I am so thankful to share them all with you. All right, the canner is ready to go. Once the water boils, then I will set the timer, and then I'll show you what they look like when we're done. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we have no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!